Your company has a VeloCloud SD-WAN solution, which is now VMware, which is actually now Broadcom, and your contract is up for renewal, and you're wondering, hey, is this something we should be looking into? Are there better solutions out there now from when we purchased VeloCloud? Is there better SD-WAN solutions out there? My name is Mike Smith. I'm the president of AeroCom. Let's put our heads together on this. But first, if you'd like my recommendation on the best SD-WAN vendors your company should be quoting today, reach out and contact me. Send me an email, give me a call. I'd love to help you with this. I'm a broker for all the major SD-WAN service providers out there, and I've been doing this for over 20 years. So I know every vendor out there, what their niche is, who the ones that have a bad reputation are, all that good stuff. I will help you make a lot better decision in a fraction of the time. More information on that at the end of the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of my weekly videos that I put out. And if you like the video, hit the like button and ring the bell and all that good stuff. And leave me a comment down below. Tell me what other questions you have, what you liked about the video, what other topics you might like to see. I'd love to hear from you. I respond to almost every single one of the comments that I get. Is VeloCloud outdated? Well, as you might know, 10 years ago, when SD-WAN first started to gain a lot of popularity, VeloCloud really took the lead. I mean, it's got a great orchestrator to work from. You know, it's what I call a cloud-enabled solution. If you don't know what that is, watch my video on the different types of SD-WAN architecture. So it's got a cloud-enabled architecture. They have bi-directional load balancing, bi-directional traffic shaping, a lot of really cool stuff. And back at that time, about 10 years ago, a lot of companies still had a lot of critical applications on site. They were just starting to get some of their critical applications into the cloud. So that type of solution made a lot of sense. What VeloCloud was doing made a lot of sense, and so it gained a lot of popularity. They did some pretty good marketing, and it really took off. Today is a different story. So if you're looking at SD-WAN today, is VeloCloud still the best solution out there for your company, or is it outdated? And in my opinion, it is a little outdated. It's probably not the best solution for your company today if your VeloCloud contract is up for renewal, and I'm going to tell you why. The first reason is that VeloCloud only comes with a stateful firewall when it comes to security. And the big thing now is SASE solutions. If you don't know what a SASE solution is, watch my video on SASE solutions. And it's just the fact that VeloCloud only has a stateful firewall kind of puts it in a bad spot, because it's not totally firewall agnostic, yet the firewall security it has is minimal. I don't know any businesses, especially mid-size or larger businesses these days, that are looking for a stateful firewall. They want a next-gen firewall, a firewall that includes, things like content filtering and spam filtering, intrusion prevention. That's a next-gen firewall. And that's what businesses are really looking for out of their firewall. They're not really looking for just a stateful firewall these days. So it kind of puts VeloCloud in a bad spot. The big solution out there is SASE, and the SASE SD-WAN solution includes just that, next-gen security. So those are the solutions out there that are really gaining popularity these days, is SASE solutions, because, vendor consolidation. If you're going to get an SD-WAN solution where you're putting an appliance out at every single site, it only makes sense that you combine your firewall appliance and your SD-WAN appliance into one solution. Just less vendors out there you have to work with, and the SASE solutions are so good, it makes sense to put that on your network solution, which is your SD-WAN, because it's policing the network, right? So that's why SASE solutions are gaining in popularity, and a big reason why VeloCloud is kind of going by the wayside. Another thing is that VeloCloud is not a CASB solution. CASB solutions are also gaining in popularity, and that's really taking a SASE solution to the next level. So instead of just getting an SD-WAN solution with a next-gen firewall, you're getting an SD-WAN solution with a CASB provider that has next-gen firewall and additional cybersecurity features like managed detection and response, or endpoint detection and response, or SIM as a service, things like that. So, or, maybe it's virtual CISO. So kind of taking that SD-WAN provider, making it into your next-gen firewall and your overall cybersecurity vendor, that would be considered a CASB solution, where you're really protecting those cloud environments, where you're adding cybersecurity to your cloud applications that you're running. Another reason why the VeloCloud solution is becoming a little bit outdated is it does not have a private IP backbone included with it. Now, there are some ISPs that have actually sold VeloCloud into their own network, and so in that scenario, there is some backbone component, but it's not a true backbone provided with the SD-WAN provider like is offered today by some of the vendors out there. So some of the vendors out there, especially if you're a global company looking at WAN acceleration or ways to get around the Great Firewall of China, or just overall improving your traffic from one location to another, you might want to look into something like TCP proxy. Well, that can only be done over a private backbone, and some SD-WAN providers are offering that now, and VeloCloud does not have that. So my point is that I think the VeloCloud solution is a good SD-WAN solution, but it seems that they're not really innovating a whole lot. It seems like they haven't been kind of keeping up with the times in terms of a real SASE solution or adding a private backbone. I talk to a lot of companies looking into SD-WAN, and if they're looking into a total greenfield SD-WAN deployment today, VeloCloud really isn't competing very well against those other vendors. So it makes you wonder about your existing service if you have it and it's up for renewal. Could this be because VeloCloud sold to VMware and then now it's Broadcom and these bigger companies, maybe this isn't their core competency? That's kind of what I think might be happening, but I don't really know. The one thing I do know is the things that are popular right now, which are the things I mentioned, like SASE, CASB, private IP backbone that comes with SD-WAN. Those things are things that VeloCloud doesn't offer, and it makes them an inferior option a lot of times in a competitive situation. Point is, if you'd like my recommendations on the best SD-WAN vendors that your company should be quoting, reach out and contact me. Send me an email, give me a call. I'd love to talk to you about this. I'm a broker for all the major SD-WAN vendors out there, so I know what they all are capable of. I know which ones your company should be quoting based on your requirements. Not all SD-WAN vendors are created equal, as we've been talking about today. So there's going to be some that are a perfect fit for you and some that are not so great of a fit when it comes to the architecture, when it comes to the pricing structure, all different stuff like that. So reach out and contact me. I've been doing this for over 20 years, and I know which vendors you guys should be quoting. And I will introduce you to those vendors. I'll maybe introduce you to the best 3 or 4 that you should be quoting. I'll introduce you to the best salespeople. I'll oversee the quoting process to make sure you get the best pricing from your vendor of choice. And on top of all that, I won't charge your company a dime. The service providers will actually pay me my broker fee, so I don't have to charge you guys anything. So there's no reason, no excuse not to at least reach out, contact me, see what I have to say. It's the reason why I do these videos, is to show you that I know a few things and to hopefully get you to give me a call. So if you like the video, you got something out of it, send me an email, give me a call. I'd love to help you with your vendor selection for SD-WAN. All right, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of my future videos. Like the video if you did like it, and leave me a comment down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.